Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, gonna dive into the reading a little bit later start today. I was a guest on a podcast. Can't wait to tell you more about that when the time comes. And it's up, and I will certainly put links so you won't have to guess. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. Let's dive into the reading. I did open up a little bit more time in February if you've been wanting to grab a session, and I will be opening some more time shortly, so there will be some more sessions coming up, just so you know. Okay, so what is it, Divine Creator, that we need to see in the Twin Collective at this time? Let's start with the Divine Masculines. What would you need to see today, Divine Masculines? Thank you, Universe, Divine Source, for showing us what the Tower. It's in the reverse. So, you know, it's not as bad as it seems, Divine Masculines. Sometimes when the Tower comes out in the reverse, I'm guided to say that there is a way through. So whatever's going on, take that as it resonates. There is a path of unconditional love through the midst of the confusion, the options, the overwhelm, whatever it is, and it's not as bad as it seems. You've got this. We got two more piles. Oh, the twin flame journey. So I just heard many Divine Masculines are waking up to the connection, or admitting the love to themselves, or feeling the go time emerging. It's like on the fence here. It came out on the side. All roads lead home. This is the Two of Wands, the Two of Flames, the Twin Flames card. And so it looks like, Divine Masculines, you might feel like all is lost, like there can be no hope from here, that things feel very like further than ever apart. But look at that. It's going to get you where you need to go. And look at that. It's like a funnel. You can't get away from the funnel effect right now, Divine Masculines. No matter what you're doing, you're going towards your eventual destiny. So just chill out, enjoy the ride. But having said that, you are supposed to yeah, enjoy the ride. That message came out again. That's hilarious. This is a card of investment, but it's also pros and cons. It's contemplation, it's reward, it's the payoff. So it's like, what are you getting out of things right now? What is the current exercise in appreciation, or the current lesson you're learning? Go into hermit mode. This is, wow. Sometimes it all comes in at once and I have a hard time linearizing. The Hermit has typically the Star, which is the card of destiny, which is also Aquarius season. I believe Hermits are Virgos. However, I'm not so great at that. You can let me know if you know the astrology in the comments below for the major arcana. I never get into that because it hasn't super duper made sense to me with the astrological signs and the tarot. However, I do think this is Virgo with the Aquarius new moon. So, or 333. I'm gonna trust that all those tongue-tied things mean I've had a long day. And that it's still gonna make sense regardless. I love you all. So we've got the Star of Destiny highlighted in the Hermit mode here. And yes, Divine Masculines, you're still on your path. You're right where you're supposed to be, but you'll enjoy the ride more if you can take stock of the benefit that's happening on the journey right now. Be grateful. It's not as bad as it seems. Gratitude shows you the proper alignment, which is the genius frequency, which is love-based, and you will find the way through. You really can't go wrong. Funnel effect. Okay, so it's up to your free will, Divine Masculines, in order to interpret anything you're experiencing, and you just got some major hints at how to do it with flying colors and to really feel the love on the journey. Okay, so for the Divine Feminines now, what do the Divine Feminines need to see? Oh, wow, so much came out for the Divine Feminines. First one flew way over there. Slow and steady wins the race. This is the knight that always gets to the goal, that always reaches the King of Pentacles, which is the long-term success and commitment. And we instantly got the King of Pentacles too. This is the knowing. So there's this non-linear time, also this destiny. We saw that in the masculine reading, Divine Feminines. Things are moving along. Slow and steady wins the race. That was yesterday's. So we are getting this slow and steady wins the race to this long term, but there's already this knowing, there's already the illumination. So I'm actually hearing, you know, this is Divine Masculine in the physical, this is a partner card, long-term success. We just saw for the Divine Masculines that they already kind of know that they're on their destined path, and they're exercising gratitude right now. This is that same knowing. So just let that be a confirmation, Divine Feminines, that your Divine Masculine knows more than they tell you. And then, oh wow, we literally got the Tower over here with anxiety. So because we had the Tower in the reverse for the Divine Masculines, it's interesting. They are feeling the Tower on the feminine side, or Divine Feminines, you might actually be feeling a Tower from your Divine Masculine, but don't believe the hype. It is not as bad as it seems. That's actually what I'm getting, is the Divine Masculines are really worried about something, possibly whether or not this relationship connection is going to progress or is lost, or, you know, all that cutting edge mumbo jumbo. Feminines, you might be losing sleep. Your Divine Masculine might be waking you up. It might be giving you anxiety attacks. Actually, I talked to a Divine Feminine just before this reading, and that was the case. She was woken up in the middle of the night last night, 5 a.m. with a panic attack, and she knew it wasn't hers. So yeah, shout out to you, girlfriend, because that's in the energy. This is the energetic spying, the back and forth. And then we have, for you Divine Feminines, you're being asked to eliminate everything in your own right, to take your life higher so that you can access the grace of receptivity. That is another very, very common frequency today and yesterday in private readings, is coming into the grace, coming into being receptive, allowing. And that means bending like a willow in the wind, I just heard, when you get these anxious waves coming from one side or the other. This is for all twins. When we feel something that might not be yours, if you can trace it and do the work needed to work through the trigger or identify the root in your own thinking and switch those, that's one thing. But if it's coming from your divine counterpart because of the energetic conduit between the two of you, really bend in the wind with that and allow it to kind of move through you, and trust that that is them taking accountability for their actions, their karma, their consciousness, and the only way for them to be supported by that process is to go through that fire, or even, you know, the dark night of the soul, or mini dark night of the soul, whatever might be happening. That's a special message for what the twins need to know at this time. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. We do see the same Seven of Cups though, and then the illusion, the devil, in the reverse. So in this card, that shrouded figure is the Divine Feminine. And so there is the Divine Feminine illumination happening here, and the illusion of the binding of the world, the karma, falling away. Let's get into the Divine Masculine reading. So thank you, Divine Creator. What are the Divine Masculines thinking about the connection? Not feeling this Tower moment too severely in my own energy, but I am curious if it shows up in the reading. I'm going to use two completely different decks and see if we can see it. I do feel that if you haven't been feeling this Tower moment, Divine Feminines, that you might be a little bit, you know, it can be offset by days, or, you know, depending on where you're at in the collective energies. It's always a spectrum, a range. But for those who just aren't feeling it, that could indicate detachment, letting go, having let go of the twin. Actually, I'm just going to pull a frequency card for those who aren't feeling that, because I'm not feeling the tower energy. So I'm going to totally check in. For those of us who aren't feeling that tower, what do we get? Divination, intuition, and inner vision. I'm just getting that there's clarity within, or an invitation to go within. I'm going to get one more. What else do we need to know about this for those who aren't feeling innovation, invention, and scientific pursuits? What I'm really getting is to spend some time energetically checking in and feeling, comparing where you used to read the energy versus now. And for those who aren't feeling DM Tower moments, there is some added clarity and solace being found on the journey. And I'm feeling that it's because you've become really familiar with discernment. For those who aren't feeling the tower moments as though they're own, or it's not rocking your world, some of the twins have done that work that clarifies where the energy's coming from. So if you're still questioning where if it's coming from your divine masculine or not, you're going to be feeling the towers a lot more strongly, because it's going to be impressing upon you to teach you that lesson, is what I'm hearing. Okay, back to the reading. So divine masculines, what are you thinking about the connection? What are you feeling on the heart space for your divine feminine? What are you wishing? Thank you, Divine Creator, for bringing in what we need to know. What are the divine masculines doing that will result in motion towards union? What is the biggest challenge at this time? What is the spirit-guided solution for that challenge? And where is the energy going in the near future? Okay, what are they thinking? Oh, divine timing for the love. Look at that embrace. It kind of goes like this. So there is some divine intervention. I just heard balancing of energy and I told you so. So divine masculines are realizing that even in this connection, they are seeing something reflected back. This is not what I see in it necessarily in the cards. This is the after tarot. So this is what's going to happen next. The embrace of the Two of Cups. You know, most decks, they have the chalices and they're just about to cheers or whatnot. This is what happens after that. So what I'm getting is there's some divine intervention that's allowing the divine masculines to realize a little bit more about how they have showed up or not showed up, and what they've brought to the table or not in these connections. That's the tower moment, and that it's making them want to come towards you, divine feminine, and repair, bridge that energy. Pretty cool. Let's get some cards for the divine feminines as we go along here. Yep, we're going to do some energetics. So what is it we can see for the divine feminines? Cellular light, bioluminescence, self-illumination, and simplicity. So just trust, and victory. Metatron star, exaltation, brilliance, triumph, and victory. So something is, the divine is done playing with this energy and impressing upon the masculines that the love is real, the love is here, and they're seeing a layer of the dynamic. It's simple, it's victorious for these connections. This is the twin flame caduceus. It's a victory in the name of the twin flame connection, I'm hearing. So that's just confirmation, feminines, that the divine has shown something to the masculines. What is written on the heart space of the divine masculines? The truth about things that they thought they wanted that now they don't want anymore. So grass is greener, not the grass wasn't greener. Something about that has illuminated to the divine masculine. So that seems to be connected with whatever the divine highlighted to the divine masculines that showed them that the grass wasn't greener. What can we see? as a card for the feminines. Starseed Awakening, Cosmic Heritage, Galactic Remembrance. So I'm getting that the planetary ascension has sufficiently brought clarity across the globe, across the board, and it has to do with the awakening. When the collective frequency raises, it's because all of the individuals are doing the work, are raising the bar, and that median energy is the collective consciousness. And so as we reach a galactic remembrance as a one world civilization, a level 1 society, a unified globe, we remember our cosmic place. And that alone is bringing depth and wisdom and growth and desire to expand, go deeper, continue on the journey of remembrance and purpose and substance and fulfillment. So it's, you know, being part of a human on the planet these days, we're just getting more real. We are genuinely becoming more grounded spiritually and personally masterful. Has to do with the increase of information sharing and everything that's going on the planet. As crazy as it feels sometimes with the darkness being purged out, let's all believe that we are dredging that out for progress. And it can sometimes be a little bit crazy when we see all of that coming to light, but that's the only way to, you know, heal it. So we are doing it, and that is a collective effort. The masculines are benefiting from that. It's part of the divine plan, and I'm being told that this is some of that energy with the Wheel of Fortune coming in for humanity. Okay, what do we see for the wish? They want to end burden and go towards legacy. So the divine masculines are still seeing, as that energetic bar raises, they're still being shown places of misconception and burden and contracts that were not based in energetic purity, and now wanting to see this legacy energy. So they're wishing to just continue clearing the burden and doing what's best by the children, by the generational legacy. They're talking to the elders. They're asking for help. I just saw there is a masculine looking to this elder for instruction about what is best for the children. And so some of the misconceptions. So in this combination, they're wishing to make choices that actually alleviate burden and not the choices out of pretense, or, you know, even just misguided, well-meaning things that they thought, like staying with karmic partners or making certain business investments, or any number of things that they thought was benefiting children, or, you know, if children don't resonate, long-term success, projects, all of that, they're seeing that they don't have to sell themselves short or be unhappy or settle in the name of the children. There's a new level of empowerment, and it's coming through letting go of the burden, the things that the soul is wearied by, I just heard. So yeah, interesting. So divine masculines, of course, let that be your guide. If it's heavy and stressful feeling, alleviate that. That is part of the mission. That is working the karma. That is working the karmic puzzle. That is bringing enlightenment in. That is the warriorship. Solutions. What can we see for the feminines regarding this wish for the masculines to do it without burden? Light, wholeness, warmth, and well-being. Just keep your own empowerment. This is solar plexus chakra. This is the ego balance, the goodness. This is coming into alignment with humility, taming the beast, being in that balance, emotional equilibrium, and pure motive, empowerment. The stoked energy, stoke the fire, stoke that, just hold the light, hold the warmth. Be a good person at earth. Keep up that beauty. Okay, what are the masculines doing? That's the balanced ego, the strength. They're putting down manifesting things that are not in alignment. They're stopping the egoic pushing of their will, their desires, their manipulation. They're tempering that. They're no longer headstrong and just going for things to prove to push their clout, to status trip. I just heard. Is that a saying? I've never heard that one before, but I'm getting that the divine masculines aren't just doing things to appear like they've got clout anymore. They're really being much more authentic and seeing how they used to pull rank, and they're not willing to do that anymore. They're not willing to do that just for the heck of it. Wow. So people pleasing, keeping up with the Joneses, doing things just for status. They're realizing that's superficial, I just heard. They're realizing, okay, neutrality, negotiation, diplomacy, and philosophy, and subconscious awareness, Akashic information. Yeah, they're tapping into the depth. They're not needing to prove themselves anymore. They're not needing to get that external validation, fanfare. They are actually now over it. They don't need that anymore, I just heard. And so being neutral, they're seeing how it feels better, it feels lighter. So we are getting the answer to that wish, divine masculines. For the long-term endurance, it can't be about status or fame. It has to be genuine. And so you're putting down that need for the fanfare, and you're really doing things for the love of it because your heart's in it. Or just coming into the neutrality, that it's not an effort or a ulterior motive like that needs to be seen. Okay, the challenge: taking a rest, finding the time to regroup and go back to the drawing board for this foundation. So the challenge is that you might not know how to settle yourself and come into this neutrality that we just saw. So divine masculines, yeah, it's time to take pause, take some downtime, and set the intention to actually make sincere progress going forward that's not based on the motives that you once wielded towards needing to appear a certain way, the mask, the image. So it's about just knowing who you are and not needing to impress. What is the spirit guidance, though? Putting down the guard. Inner child healing. So really look at where that stemmed from, that little kid inside of you that didn't feel seen or heard or good enough. Really trace where you got that specific idea about yourself, divine masculines, and let that go and see it for what it is. It's the wounded warrior energy. Yes, you've been a dynamo. You have been a game changer, a life changer, an influencer, divine masculines. But this is, it's time to say you are good enough. You've made it. You've arrived. You don't need to prove that anymore. You can rest. What do we need to know for the feminines? Solitude, seclusion, grounding, and belonging. Yeah, meditate on what it is to belong, feminines. That home, the nurture, because your divine masculine will be picking up on that. I'm being reminded that you are emanating that golden glow, and that this is the feeling of belonging. So be a beacon in the cold, dark night for your masculine and emanate that belonging. This is the third energy and the twins there, the particle and the wave. And so as you hold that frequency of home, of belonging, of being whole in yourself, that acts as a grounding energy for your divine masculine right now. Where is the connection going? Oh, we get two cards of union, the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands. They're both in the reverse. This is the 11-11 union card with the twin flame, And this is third-party situation. So I'm getting that whatever's been holding up the free flow of unconditional love and communion with the counterparts, that is ending. The third energy in the reverse, this distills to the Two of Cups, which is a one-on-one connection, a single focus, a direct connection without the extra. And the Four of Wands in the reverse, as a result of this third energy phasing out, we get the Four of Wands coming in. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. So there is union within happening, which is creating a motion towards the stability of the union with the divine counterpart. So with these third energies phasing out, it's a little bit interesting because it feels like they're being celebrated for the path, for the contribution on the path to union. It's like this in-between where the lessons are being seen, the vital lessons of why that third energy is instructive, why it's a comparing and contrasting, why it's necessity, why it offers so much energetic wisdom and insight. Gratitude for it all, I'm just hearing. What is the energetic card for the feminines? We get Seal of Metatron, form, structure, foundation, cosmology. So be thankful for everything. And I'm seeing Gate of Returning, entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. These connections keep coming around and around, the cyclical nature of them. And there is a new level of letting go of a third energy and coming into the appreciation of the direct connection. This is a foundation. All of the lessons that are being seen are foundational. All of the journey is foundational. All of this process is foundational right now. It seems very productive, actually. And we do have Seal of Metatron, so that looking at things from unique angles is Metatron's specialty. So yeah, seeing the angles that the twins haven't seen before, the aha moments, that genius frequency brings in a return to the twin because of the appreciation for the journey and the all right now. Awesome. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.